up, you guys? It's Danny B. You're watching The Trash Dash. In this video, I'm going to be ranking all of Quentin Tarantino's films. This is also going to include ones that he wrote the screenplay for but didn't direct. And I should also mention that there's one that a lot of people leave out called My Best Friend's Birthday. And I have actually never seen that, so I'm going to leave that one out too. But hey, here we go. All right, coming up at number 13 is going to be Inglourious Bastards. For some reason, I could just never really get into this movie that much. It's not a bad movie, and maybe if I rewatched it today, I would like it better. But when I first saw it, I was like, it's just not really my thing. I thought the ending was cool, but at the same time, it's just like, All right, coming up at number 12 is going to be Kill Bill, and I'm going to include both of the volumes as one movie. This movie, to me, just feels like a little bit too cartoonish, if that makes sense. And then plus, it's like, two movies, and I'm just not that into it. So, yeah, number 12, Kill Bill. All right, coming up at number 11 is going to be Django. Thought this one was okay. Thought Jamie Foxx was good in it. I thought it was a little bit cheesy when they put the Tupac song in there. And then, I don't know, just overall, not really my thing. And it's also a movie that I've only seen once, so maybe on a rewatch I would like it better. Alright, coming up at number 10 is going to be Four Rooms. This is an anthology that he only directed like one segment for, but the segment is really good. The rest of the movie is kind of it's a little bit all over the place. There's like one segment where there's a whole bunch of witches in one room, and that segment is kind of terrible, but the rest of the movie's kind of hit or miss. But the segment he did was really good, where someone's about to get their finger cut off like it's a gambling thing. Pretty underrated one. Four Rooms at number 10. Alright, coming up at number 9 is going to be Death Proof, and this was from the Grindhouse movie. I liked the first half of Death Proof. I thought the group of girls and the whole story there was really good. There's some good action in the second part of Death Proof, but I just didn't like the cast of girls as much as the first cast. Some of the dialogue too was like a little bit cheesy. It's just like talking about magazines and mixtapes and shit. I'm just like, okay. But yeah, I do like Kurt Russell in this movie. Overall, this one's okay. I like it. Alright, coming up at number 8 is one that he didn't direct, but he wrote the screenplay for, which is True Romance. I like some of the scenes in this movie. Like, I like the part where, what's his name? Christian Slater confronts Gary Oldman as the pimp. And then Christopher Walken is good in this movie. Dennis Hopper's good too. One scene that everyone seems to love and that I don't really like is the whole scene where it's like Dennis Hopper's about to die and he starts going on this racist rant to Christopher Walken. For some reason, people love that scene. I don't like it. I just thought it was like really kind of stupid. Yeah, I don't know. True Romance. Not a big fan of it, but I like it better than Death Proof, I guess. So that's number 8, True Romance. Alright, coming up at number 7 is another one they co-wrote the screenplay for, and he starred in it too, From Dusk Till Dawn. This is a pretty fun vampire movie, kind of like hostage situation, vampires. You guys have seen this. Just a really fun, cheesy kind of vampire movie. So number 7, Dusk Till Dawn. Alright, coming up at number 6 is one that I watched last night for the first time, which is The Hateful Eight. And I kind of have mixed feelings about this movie. I like a lot of it. It kept me interested through the whole movie, but like there is a lot of dialogue, and it's a lot of people talking the exact same way in these long, drawn out dialogue scenes. I mean, I know that's his style, but it's kind of just like, all right, every single person is gonna talk like this. That's their character. But yeah, I thought it was a good one. I thought the ending was awesome. I liked the music in it. It's hard to tell if I'm gonna like it better or worse on a rewatch because it is very long and like a lot of dialogue, which I'm not a huge fan of like dialogue scenes. But overall, I thought this one was pretty good. Number 6, Hateful Eight. Alright, coming up at number 5 is going to be another one that he didn't direct, but it wrote the screenplay, which is Natural Born Killers. I've always kind of had mixed feelings about this movie. I like some of it, and then like some of it I just feel like is too cartoony. Like, this Oliver Stone directed this one, and Quentin Tarantino doesn't even like this movie. He thought Oliver Stone fucked it up. I love the scene where they're in the drug zone store, and, everything is green. Very stylish movie. I thought the scene with Rodney Dangerfield as the like sitcom dad was really stupid. But it's pretty unique movie, and Oliver Stone doing something different. So that's number 5, Natural Born Killers. And coming up at number 4 is going to be Reservoir Dogs. This was a very unique movie for the time. Like when it came out, it was pretty groundbreaking. Something I do like about this movie is that it feels a lot more naturally acted. Like how I was saying before, like the Hateful Eight, every single character talks the same. This one, it feels more natural, where they're all kind of doing like these Quentin Tarantino dialogue scenes, but they're all kind of putting their own personality into it. Like there's nothing that I'm like, all right, this is just Quentin Tarantino speaking through this character as a vessel. It's kind of like each actor is doing their own thing. Like for example, like Steve Buscemi's character is not talking like how Harvey Keitel's character is. I love the scene where they're picking out their characters, and then Steve Buscemi's complaining like, why do I gotta be Mr. Pink? And the guy just calls him a fag. Yeah, and Tim Roth is really good in this one too. So that's number 4, Reservoir Dogs. All right, coming up at number 3 is gonna be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I really like this movie. This one was another one where it's kind of like his revisionist history, kind of like Inglourious Basterds, but I thought he did it really better in this one. Really like both of the characters and their dynamic, Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. I thought the ending was hysterical. I loved it. And the whole scene of Brad Pitt going to the Manson Ranch and like not knowing if the guy is dead or not, I thought that was excellent. So that's number 3, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Alright, coming up at number 2 is going to be Pulp Fiction. This one is a masterpiece. There is one I like better. Just everything about this movie kind of went right. A lot of people don't realize that Quentin Tarantino only co-wrote the script. There's another guy, I forget his name, but he also co-wrote it. I think Tarantino's better when he has a co-writer or someone writing the script for him. And then like how Reservoir Dogs is, like the characters talk different. Like it's not like all just like someone doing this whole drawn out ironic kind of dialogue scene. Then it does the same thing as Reservoir Dogs, where it kind of jumps back and forth in the storytelling, which really works for this one. And then the soundtrack is awesome too. You got like the surf rock in there and stuff. Yeah, classic movie, Pulp Fiction, number 2. And number 1 is gonna be Jackie Brown. And this is my favorite Tarantino movie. A lot of people don't like this one, but I think this one is a masterpiece. I really like it. Based on a novel by Elmore Leonard, I believe his name is. And I thought this one had the best like characters in all of his movies. Robert Forster and Pam Grier are excellent in this movie. Samuel L. Jackson's good. Robert De Niro's good. Even like Michael Keaton is great in this. And I really like kind of like the love story between you know, Robert Forster kind of falling in love with Jackie Brown. You know, a lot of Tarantino movies try to be like these like 70s kind of movies. This one actually feels like it because you got a lot of actors from the 70s in this. Tarantino feels like a little bit more reserved in this one, where he's not trying to do his full like his complete style. He's kind of trying to do something a little different. I thought this one was excellent. Jackie Brown at number 1. And before I go, I'm going to mention something. Every now and then I hear Tarantino say he wants to do a horror movie, but he wouldn't know how. There's one I really wish he would remake, which is The Toolbox Murders. When I watched the old movie The Toolbox Murders, for some reason the directing style in that reminds me of Tarantino, and then plus it's set in LA, which he would be perfect for. So I know Tobe Hooper did a remake of it, but Tobe Hooper kind of did like a Phantom of the Opera thing where it was like someone living in the crawl space. But I think Tarantino, if he remade the original one, he would do it excellent, because there's a lot of dialogue in the second half of that movie, and he would be excellent to write that. And I actually did like a little fake poster for it where it's like Michael Madsen is the killer and Margot Robbie is the woman in the bathtub. I think if he was going to do a horror movie, I think he would be excellent at remaking The Toolbox Murders, the original one. Alright guys, that's going to do it. That's my Tarantino ranking. Let me know what you think of that. I just kind of wanted to go through this quick. I'm not going to try to like delve into all of the movies and stuff. So let me know what you think. This is Danny B. You're watching The Trash Dash. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.